walugera baganda ilabe mbogeyo wamma yasanga mukwenda singa yajitto sanga munnange yandiridde ku nnyama singa yajitto sanga munnange yandibadde mirembe.
Yeah, good morning to all our fans who have tuned into our radio station. Remember, this is a station for the Ugandans here in South Africa. Me, myself, MC Ron, to present to you today's program. You remember, we have been having so much in the past, Yeah, the whole weekend, remember tomorrow is another public holiday for the youth in South Africa. Yeah, so I'm telling you, the weekend has been so long, and other companies, other workers have decided to extend it from all the way from Saturday until Wednesday. That's when they have to go back to work. Me, myself, MC Ronnie, as usual, I'm telling you, I don't waste time only to be in studio to entertain you, to inform you, and also to advise you where it's going to be necessary. In that kind of track you're listening to in the background, it's a track which was done by Don Ronnie. Yeah, it's called Akalulu. Akalulu Kakute Akati these days. And also I've been looking at the former Prime Minister. Yeah, the former Prime Minister came out silent. Yeah, finally the silence has been broken. He says former Prime Minister John Patrick Amama Mbabazi has finally opened up, stating that he will be running for presidency in the 2016 general elections, but first through the NRM party. He says in his own words that you will be making a choice for your families, your children, and the generation to come. A new age is upon us, and upon this our focus must rest. Yesterday is gone, and today's challenges must have newer, better answers. Uganda can work together. Let us make it work, Amama said. What do you have to say about those words? This is Amama Mbabazi we are talking about. He has been the Prime Minister of the NRA, for the Ugandan government. Yeah, he has been the Prime Minister for Mr. Museveni. He has been in the NRM ever since it was started, and is a man who was kicked out of the cabinet and also was kicked out of the movement. But here comes, he says, I come before you today to tell you that I'll be seeking your vote, first within my party, the NRM, as its flag bearer, and later on in the whole country for president in the 2016 president elections. Mbabazi, those are the words that Mbabazi is telling you. Guys, what do you have to say about this? Meanwhile, listen to this track, Akalulu, then we'll come back to you and let's hear what you have to say about that.
Oyinza uli mu ngalo zo ze decision z'obulamu otolowooza osanguka walesinga wewale omujiji wewale singa wewale dukaduka wewale singa wewale omujiji wewale singa wewale dukaduka.
Banange. Yeah, even to be cut once in a while, I'm telling you. Yeah, here in South Africa, I'm telling you, this past weekend, the president of Sudan was almost arrested in South Africa. Yeah, The Hague, the International Criminal Court, issued an arrest warrant for the president of Sudan. Yeah, there are so many things, so many cases against him, but the warrant was issued, and he was almost arrested in South Africa, and he was to be transported straight to The Hague to answer those charges. That the cases that he has to answer. Yeah, but anyway, as you know, yeah, but anyway, things didn't come out the way the guys wanted him to. It didn't come out the way they wanted, and he had to be let go. What does this mean? What does it mean to South Africa? I think this is another blow to the international community. If South Africa doesn't obey, that means he's also gonna be suffering some consequences in one way or another. Yeah, naye ate Zuma musubira yandikoze eki. He also has to protect. I mean, looking at these guys of AU, these are the guys AU. They are the head of states. I mean, everyone has got his weakness. Has gone also some cases to answer in his country. Yeah, but I mean. He wouldn't let him, he wouldn't execute that arrest warrant. Why? Because also Zuma is going through a lot of pressure these days. I mean, there's so many things happening. I mean, kwetegekera wa wonoddukira singa ebintu bikuchankalanako. But anyway, going back to the ex-Prime Minister Amama Mbabazi has declared that he will be standing for President come 2016. What do you have to say about this? These are things that we have to think about. I mean, Amama Mbabazi, he was in the NRM, he has to stand for presidency, and also we hear Mr. Museveni is also coming back as to contest for the seat again. And I'm wondering, NRM, is he going to come still under the same umbrella of NRM? Or is going to come up with being an independent? These are the things that we are looking at, and then we don't know how NLM is going to be able to do this. But anyway, there are so many clips that we've been having. We have been having correspondence from Uganda trying to send us the messages, what is happening on ground in Uganda. There's so many things that some of them they will have to, give you some of the few hints of Mr. Amama Mbabazi, what he says. He says, as most of you know, I have dedicated many years of my life to serving the people of Uganda. My loyalty is absolute. It is to the people and the constitution of Uganda. It is to the founding principles of the national resistance movement and the values for which I fought as a young man and for which many lost their property, liberty, and even their lives. This is the most important election in the generations. These are the words of Mr. Mbabazi. What do you have to say? Akalulu. This is a song specifically that was that is going to be leading the elections in Uganda. Akalulu. You need to be wise when you are casting your vote. Be wise. Be sure who deserves your vote. Yeah, to our fans, we are still here. Welcome you back from the break. Yeah, still continuing with the 4X Prime Minister, Mr. Amama Mbabazi. Yeah, there are so many things that are happening, and it's like he has gathered himself lots of supporters, also including some of the artists, the musicians in Uganda. Yeah, for instance, we heard that Ragadi, he just released one of his tracks in support of Amama Mbabazi for presidency. And this is the ritual that we happen to gather through our correspondence.
2 weeks ago, musician Danny Kazwe, popularly known as Ragadi, composed a song urging Ugandans to support Mbabazi for president. This was at the Youth Day celebrations in Mbabazi's Kinkizi West constituency in Kanongo district. The youth urged Mbabazi to take the bull by the horn and vie for presidency.
We can get the president in Kanongo district. We can be far ahead.
He was given symbols of power in the Kigezi culture, a spear, shield, stool, as well as his portrait. Going Prime Minister warmed up to the gifts. Speaking in his Rukiga dialect, Mbabazi said when the Bakiga take on an endeavor, they ensure that it reaches its logical conclusion. It's not clear if this was in reference to his undeclared presidential ambitions. Mbabazi was also chief guest at Nambole National Stadium as the Uganda Cranes played Guinea a few weeks ago. Despite the tight security at the stadium, some youth showed up donning T-shirts bearing Mbabazi's portraits and posters urging him to stand for president. Later, Western Youth MP Gerard Karuhanga and the other MPs, while debating democracy in Parliament, wondered why Mbabazi was being gagged.
I thought that, for instance, in this case, the NRM party would welcome it, embrace it, and say, if there are other candidates, please come on board.
Therefore, let democracy ring home.
So I feel that if you also have those intentions, do it at the right time.
Now, if at the Prime Minister's age, his ambitions are being gagged, what about me?
Mbabazi did not answer them directly, but said it was the role of every Ugandan to defending democracy in Uganda.
Your generation has the duty to do everything possible to make Uganda a better place to live. We have done our bit and we continue to do so. I just want to tell you, be firm, be clear, and everybody should know.
In 2011, Karuhanga led a failed bid to censure Mbabazi and 2 ministers, but he now says he has forgiven Mbabazi.
If he chooses to run for president, let him come and join the race. Well, the allegations, yes, the allegations we raised against him, we still strongly believe they were true, but right now he's wounded. So we sympathize and we forgive him, we forgive his sins, because ultimately we have to move on as a country. I don't see why we should do. Already he has paid so much a price for democracy.
Jingo Francis, NTV Weekend Edition.
Banangi. Yeah, there's a lot that we still are collecting for you as far as the ex-Prime Minister Amama Mbabazi has to say. There are so many things. I mean, we have a lot, but due to the time, we'll be able to stop there for now. But as from tomorrow, we'll be collecting much and delivering to you, our fans, whoever is tuned into our station here in South Africa. It has been me, it has been me, myself, MC Ronnie, to present to you this morning's program. And stay blessed and think wisely before you cast your vote. Remember the ID registration, guys. This goes to all the Ugandans who are here in South Africa, that you are free to visit the Ugandan embassy so that you can be able to register for the Ugandan ID. Yeah, all you have to do is just go there with 4 passport size photographs, and also you need to fill up some forms. You should remember to go with your passport, because it's gonna be acting as your ID in order for you to be able to be given the chance and permission to fill those forms for your IDs. Stay blessed. Don't do what I wouldn't do. I love you all. Peace to you all.